Back to that breaking overnight news the world is talking about this morning. President Trump and his wife, First Lady Melania Trump, have both tested positive for COVID-19.
All right, to get to the very latest details, 12 News reporter Kate Walsh is in studio. She's monitoring all the latest information. Kate?
Well, for people just waking up right now, at 12:54 this morning, President Trump confirmed he and First Lady Melania Trump were COVID positive. Here's the tweet that got the world instantly reacting while many of you were still sleeping. Tonight, the First Lady and I tested positive for COVID-19. We will begin our quarantine and recovery process immediately. We will get through this together. First Lady Melania Trump also tweeted about a half hour after her husband, saying in part, quote, "We are feeling good and I have postponed all upcoming engagements. Please be sure you are staying safe and we will all get through this together." Well, President Trump was last seen in public Thursday when he returned home from a fundraising trip in New Jersey. Sometimes he speaks to reporters, but he did not, walking right into his home instead. According to the White House doctor, the test results came back Thursday night. Now, prior to that, President Trump had been seen traveling with his closest aides Tuesday and Wednesday. Tuesday, of course, at the debate, and reportedly did not have masks on. One of his closest aides is Hope Hicks. CBS News learned that Hicks tested negative Wednesday morning, so she boarded Air Force One with the president, but later that day she developed symptoms and tested positive Wednesday night, isolating herself from others on the way back home. CBS News says the White House knew she tested positive Wednesday night, but President Trump still held a fundraiser Thursday. Last night he spoke on Fox News through a phone interview, saying he had just learned about Hicks testing positive.
She did test positive. I just heard about this. She tested positive. She's a hard worker, a lot of masks. She wears masks a lot, but she tested positive. And I just went out with a test. I'll see what, because we spent a lot of time, and the First Lady just went out with a test also.
So that was around 9 o'clock last night. Then, of course, right before 1 a.m., the news came out. The White House released a modified schedule, canceling most events, but keeping one for today. It's at 12:15. It's a phone call the president will be hosting on COVID-19 support to vulnerable seniors. Now, due to his age and health, the president is reportedly in a high-risk group, and we'll look more at that in the next half hour. But right now, we're also tracking reaction across the country and around the world. And for that information, here's 12 News reporter Alexandra Leslie.
Well, Kate, no matter which political party you side with, people waking up this morning are shocked. And just about an hour after the president made his remarks on Twitter about testing positive, Vice President Mike Pence also weighed in on Twitter, saying this: "Karen and I send our love and prayers to our dear friends President Donald Trump and First Lady Melania Trump. We join millions across America praying for their full and swift recovery." Now, as of now, the vice president's comments do not say whether he's being tested or is quarantining in those comments directly from him. But this is him landing in Des Moines, Iowa yesterday, where he was scheduled to speak at a faith and leadership event. Now, this will be something to watch, especially since the first and only vice presidential debate is scheduled for next week on the 7th. Just after 1 this morning, Dr. Ashish Jha, the dean of Brown University's School of Public Health, called the situation a nightmare. On Twitter, he said COVID-19 is a serious infection, especially for someone who is older like Mr. Trump. "I can't believe he was infected. This is a total failure by the White House team to protect the president," wishing both the president and First Lady a speedy recovery. Now, I'll be tracking social media this morning for a reaction as we hear from leaders across the country. Stay with us on air and online at WPRI.com for the latest. Live in Pawtucket, Alexandra Leslie, 12 News.
And new this morning, stock futures plummeting after the news that President Trump tested positive for COVID-19. The Dow expected to open down more than 435 points. S&P and NASDAQ futures are also in the negative. European stock markets currently on the downswing, and the Japanese market has finished down as well.
The president is the latest world leader to test positive for the virus. Leaders of the United Kingdom, Brazil, Honduras, Guatemala, Dominican Republic, and Bolivia have all tested positive. Also, several key government leaders in Iran have contracted COVID-19. Here in the United States, Missouri Governor Mike Parson also tested positive. Their symptoms have ranged from mild to hospitalizations.